guys, I'm out here watching my grandson pee-wee football. He's right out there. 7 years old, he's out there kicking butt. Anyhow, this video is a follow-up to last week's video about how we used cattle to terminate grass and get fruit plots started. Stick around to the end because John, who's an electrician, is going to explain how electric fences work and some details about the electricity of it. So that's valuable information. Don't miss it. All right, I'll catch you on the inside. All right, so it's a week later on this cow paddock, and you can see that this is chewed down pretty good. Not quite as good as I wanted it to be. And here's where the fence is. So you can look at the contrast outside the fence, inside. And if you watched that video, you saw me spread seeds. And we're looking for germinated plants. And what do we see here?
Here's one right here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff coming up right there.
Here's some right here.
There's brassicas. That looks like it might be a pea. See how the cows have nipped all the grass off.
Here?
Nice and short.
Here.
There's a pea. Yeah. So there's newly germinated stuff here. And as the grass is going downhill, that cool season planting is going to go uphill. So there's lots of clover in here. And cows don't generally eat everything right down to the dirt the way a horse will.
True.
Unless you're severely overgrazed. So they have this nipped off pretty good. You see how they mowed that off. But this is all these bunch grasses orchard?
Yes.
So they don't like the orchard grass, as you can see. Now what a guy might want to do is take a mower through this now, right?
Yeah, I could do that.
Maybe mow it?
Yep.
But as you can see, we have grass turned into fertilizer, okay? Lots of fertilizer. And insects and birds and everything, they'll start working on that and get that down into the soil and feed the soil biology. But look at all that clover, man. There's going to be a nice stand of clover here. I think we should mow this.
All right, I'll mow it.
Yeah.
I'll just bring the zero turn out and hit it real quick.
Aren't you going to get shit all over your zero turn?
I don't care.
All right, so as you can see, that there's a lot of foxtail and a lot of junk up that way. So we'll move the cows up another step and get started on the next step. And the first thing we'll do, of course, is put the seed down. Once we get the seed on, we'll move the fence and move the cows in, and then we'll keep them off of here, right, John?
Yep.
You know, we'll just rearrange everything so it keeps them out of here and on to the next little paddock that we make. Okay, so we have the wire moved up a little ways, about, I don't know, 10 yards, I want to say. And we'll get the cows into this stuff, and then we're going to...
I just realized there's no sense in being a dumb shit unless you show it, so we did this backwards.
Well, yeah, but we could just go down to the next one and run it along there, right? You got plenty on the reel.
I know, but there's no way for me to keep them.
Well, we're going to run them up the outside and into this, right?
Yeah, but I have to. So I have to start here, go there, come around, and then.
Oh, defensive man. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna also fence the cows out of what they already ate. so that they're not eating our stuff that's coming up. Even though they probably prefer to eat over here because it's fresher. But wow, you're going to undo what I did. Now,
Well,
I don't see why you couldn't just go down the side 10 yards and then go out again. No?
well, no, because then they're not going to be able to get in here.
Yeah. Got it. Okay, so I screwed up. I put the wire across where we're going to end it. But we should have first fenced this out somehow. We got to fence it so the cows come up this chute and then go to the next rung. We got to bring it down this way. There's the chute. So we got to make an alleyway that goes up to where the new grass is. And then fence all that in. But I got ahead of myself because we only have the one reel. So we have to do everything all in one piece. What's this weed shit? So that took what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's to put the seed down.
And I was no help at all, so basically you did it by yourself in 15 minutes. Now we just got to bring the cows down. You put the seed on. All right, let's call it a half an hour. So
yeah.
very little time consumed. And yeah,
right,
no
so
problem.
I'm going to run the mower over this. So let's say that takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
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 And we already have germination. Some of that stuff's up already, what, maybe an inch?
Yeah, so no seed drill, no real hard work, no equipment except for, you know, cheap. I mean,
Dirt cheap.
dirt cheap. You know, plastic stakes, they're $2.50 a piece.
Yep.
It only takes 3 of them to go across the pasture.
And that's 100 foot.
And poly wire is, you know, once you make that investment in the poly wire,
Yeah.
you know, you just take care of it, make sure you store it well in the wintertime. It's all UV protected and everything. And
Yeah.
I have to say that this yellow and black stuff seems to be a better quality than the white stuff. I don't know if I'm right about that.
Well, so this is what they call twine, and this is what they call braid. So this braid, what they actually put all the metals on the outside.
Oh, you like the braid better?
I do, but only because it carries the electricity better, and they get shocked harder off of it. This stuff, the metal's twisted in, so there's not as much exposure to the metal, so they won't get shocked as quick. This stuff, that the braid is
All right, so braid, not twine.
Yes.
Is what you want.
Braid it's a little bit more, like maybe 10% more, 15% more, but it's worth every penny.
All right, now explain the electricity part of it. How many joules do you need to keep deer and or cows from touching it?
Well,
because when you buy a fencer, it's going to tell you it's so many joules.
yeah.
So those of us that went to public school, we don't know what the hell a joule is. And
Well,
a joule is the force of the electricity.
Right.
So you get a strong, the higher that is, the stronger shock you get. And the more force, the farther you can go with it. Correct?
Right. So figure your let's say your voltage, so it's 10,000 volts, okay? So picture voltage as just standing water, okay?
Okay.
Then joules, let's say you're standing in the Yukon River, joules is the amount of force that that water hits you with.
Okay.
If that's a good analogy. So
I think so.
yeah, the more joules, I would say at least 5 joules. Don't go less.
And that's related to amperage.
No.
Okay. I don't know anything.
Joules is basically I don't know how else to explain it to you, make it any simpler. It's the force that hits you.
But isn't that what amperage is?
No, amperage is more like how much volume of water you have.
The volume.
Yes.
And it's got nothing to do with the joules, amperage.
Not directly.
Okay, bottom line is, my dad used to try to explain this stuff to me, and he'd just throw up his hands. You're stupid. So, bottom line is, you need a minimum of 5 joules for a typical deer fence, which is going to be maybe a couple acres.
Yeah, I have a couple. I have a 2 joule, and then I used to have one that was like 1.2 or whatever. But I can tell you, this 5 joule I'm running right now, the deer hit it over here the other day, and I come out, but they didn't even knock it down. Whereas the other ones, they would actually run right through it.
Yeah, so where do you buy a 5 joule? Because the regular deer ones that they sell, they're pretty low.
Well, there's lots of companies out there that make them, but I pretty much buy all my stuff from Premier Fencing.
Premier Fencing.
I think they're out of Iowa.
What about Ken Cove? They have Gallagher fencers.
Gallagher's good, yeah. Once I get my perimeter fencing stuff in here next year, I'm going to get the one where it has the remote. You carry it around your pocket. You just touch to the fence, and you can turn your fencer off from anywhere.
Oh wow!
So if you need to work on your fence, you just touch it. Boom, it's off. You fix it. Boom, it's back on. That's the way to go. They're like $800, but they're worth every penny.
Wow!
And I think that's a 10 or 12 joule sensor.
Oh really?
So if you get hit by that, you're gonna lay there for a while.
And twitch.
I got hit by this 5 one, and it literally knocked me on my keister.
Well, maybe it's too much.
No, I don't think so, because if the animals ever test it, you want them to remember it.
What do you think about the idea of putting aluminum foil with some peanut butter on it? Is that just mean?
No,
or is that a good idea?
I think if you're initially training an animal, or even deer, I know people that will actually like take pieces of apple and hang them on the fence. Like cut a sliver, you make a slit it and just hang it on here. And that way they want nothing to do with it. Especially wild
Well,
animals.
that's the thing about an electric fence. You really need to train, like even if you have one of those underground dog fences, you want to train the dog where it is. You want to teach him so that he never really touches it.
Yeah.
But dogs, you know, they're kind of smart.
Well, and this braid I ordered, so the animals can see the white and black easier than they can see the yellow and black.
Okay, so the one I liked is no good.
When it's dark. When it's dark.
No, that makes perfect sense, because in the moonlight that's going to stick out. And then
Yeah.
what about the half-inch wide stuff?
I like that stuff. I think it's good. I just don't think it's as easy.
It's
to
a little,
work with.
it's harder to handle. It gets twisted, and
Yeah.
But what I like about it is if you have a long run, it'll actually kind of twist a little bit in the breeze, a little.
Yeah. So
Probably not much at night though.
you can see it.
But
or
it
whatever.
sticks out.
Yeah.
But they can see this once they hit it, especially if you have the 3-wire arrangement like we do for deer. See, a small deer will just walk under that and you won't even know it was there.
Right.
But the 3-wire, that'll fix that.
Yeah, because their depth perception is different than ours.
Yeah, and
So
really they don't like jumping over something they can't tell where it is.
yeah. Yeah, so we'll give this another 7 days and see what kind of germination we get. And
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this looks like in October. And then we're going to put some, we'll put some deer cameras on it and see what's coming in here. All right, that's it for today. Stay tuned. Next week we'll see what's going on here.